Governor Haley, thanks for joining us here.
Thanks so much. Welcome to Iowa.
Absolutely. By the end of this week, you will have done 22 events in Iowa. Now, in a political time like this, where there are so many ways to connect with voters, Twitter and TikTok and this proliferation of media, why does this kind of campaigning matter?
Because we said we weren't going to do any shortcuts. This is about touching as many hands as you can. This is about getting your message out. This is about getting people to trust you and to earn their support. And so we will do town hall after town hall after town hall. We will stay until the last person is done. But I think that's the right way to do it. I think when you're trying to deal with a country that's in so much trouble, people want to know who that leader is going to be, and I want to give them the time and make sure that they know who I am.
And you think that that can, as it were, break through all the other noise that we hear in political debates, that those kind of more intimate encounters with voters can actually be effective?
My experience, whether it was when I ran for the state house, when I ran for governor, even now, is nothing takes the place of that eye-to-eye contact, the whole, the shaking hands, the really getting to know people and them getting to know you. I just think that's more meaningful. It's easy to come in and do a rally and leave. It's a lot more invested if you go and you actually get to know the people and spend time with them.
Now, on the campaign, we're hearing a lot of media reports that Governor DeSantis might be about to join the race, perhaps as early as next week. Do you have any comment to him, any reaction to that news?
No, welcome to the race. We've been waiting, so I welcome him in.
Do you think you'll be better than him? I mean, obviously you do, otherwise you wouldn't be running against him. So what do you offer that he or other candidates do not?
Well, I'm glad that he's going to be out there, because I want the American people to see who they're choosing from. I have been a two-term governor that took on a double-digit unemployment state and turned it into an economic powerhouse. I was at the United Nations. I didn't deal with one country. I dealt with 193. And I'll put that experience and the results that I've had up against anybody, because I know at the end of the day, I'm not a lawyer, I'm an accountant. I'm a problem solver. And we've got a lot of problems in America, and we've got a country to save.
I want to just switch gears to a very serious topic by its nature, which is the topic of abortion. And at the weekend, you suggested that people who were pledging to get a federal ban of abortion at a certain gestational limit were being unrealistic or dishonest with the American people. So I just want to be clear, would you want a federal ban if it were possible, or what exactly is your position there?
I am unapologetically pro-life. Have always been. You can look at my record as a legislator, as governor, even at the UN, how much we have fought to save as many babies as we can. I will always do that. I think that we didn't want something this personal to women and men to be decided by unelected justices. I'm happy to see that people are using the power of their voice in all of these states to do that. But I also think there is place for a federal law to come in place. But the only way we're going to get that is through consensus. We have to find the things we agree on. We all agree we don't want to see late-term abortions. Let's start there. Let's agree that we want to encourage more adoptions, not less, and make sure they're good quality adoptions where foster children feel more love and not. We want to make sure that doctors and nurses who don't believe in abortion don't have to perform them. And we want contraception to be more accessible, not less. And finally, we don't want women to go to jail for having an abortion or get the death penalty. So I think we need to humanize the situation and not demonize it. And, when they talk about weeks, the first thing I'll say is, well, when are you going to ask Biden and Kamala about whether they're for 36 weeks or 37 weeks or 38 weeks? That's the first question. But the second thing is, where can we all just come together and deal with this the way we should deal with it on a personal issue? And that's what we've tried to do, is just say that that's the focus of where we're going to be.
But I'm just honestly trying to clarify, do you think a federal ban right now would be too divisive or too polarizing for the country?
I think it's not realistic. You would have to have 60 votes in the Senate, a majority of the House, and a president to all agree. We haven't had 60 votes for 100 years. We might have 45 pro-life senators. So the idea that a Republican president is going to go ban all abortions is not true. It's not possible, any more than a Democrat president can come in and ban all the laws that are being passed in these states. So I think we have to be honest with the American people, not scare them, but tell them the truth and let them know exactly what is truly debatable and what's not.
I don't want to make it seem like abortion is only a woman's issue. It's an issue for everyone, obviously, but you are the only female candidate in this race. You were the target of a pretty clearly sexist attack or commentary by a CNN anchor. I wanted to ask something else, that it seems to me female candidates often get asked, or it is said of them, oh, she's really running for vice president. What do you think when you hear that?
I don't play for second. I've never played for second. I'm doing this to win it. I'm doing this to go and save our country. I'm doing this because I don't trust anyone else to fix it. And, you know, if you look at every job I've ever had, my goal is to prove to the American people that they deserve better. And I'm going to earn their support in the process. Those that want to, you know, dismiss it or call it something else, I have been underestimated in everything I've ever done.
Because of your gender, in your opinion?
Just by nature. I don't know what the reason is, and I don't worry about what the reason is. But being underestimated has been a blessing for me because it makes me scrappy. It makes me work hard. And so I don't care why people dismiss me. I enjoy the moment when I can prove them wrong. Just
a couple more questions. We'll let you go to this event that you're doing right here in Dubuque. Another very sensitive issue by its nature is the killing of Jordan Neely. And Daniel Penny is now charged with second-degree manslaughter there. You have called for the governor of New York to pardon Mr. Penny. I understand the arguments about crime and so forth, but I guess people might say, how can it be tough on crime to call for a pardon of someone before they have faced trial for a very serious crime themselves?
Well, how can you go and charge someone when you haven't done a full investigation or any of that? You know, when you have the district attorney going in and immediately charging without anything, that says something too. What I'm saying is, I'm the wife of a combat veteran. Military men and women, it's in their blood to defend and protect. And here was Daniel Penny, who went on the subway. He saw someone going on there screaming that he didn't care if he killed people. And he went into that mode to defend and protect. And if we start putting people like him in jail, you won't have anyone go in and protect anyone going forward. This was a man trying to save other Americans. We should be thanking him. It is unfortunate what happened, but thank God he was there because more people could have been hurt. And that's why I think the governor needs to say, we are not going to charge him. I will pardon him if he's charged because that's the right thing to do. If you stop doing that, you're letting the criminals run loose, and that might explain what New York wants to have happen anyway.
But respectfully, I mean, if I stepped in to defend a woman from someone who's behaving in an untoward manner, and I put that person in a chokehold and they died, I would expect there to be legal consequences. I might plead my innocence, but I wouldn't expect to face no legal consequences.
Not legal consequences. You can have an investigation. I welcome the investigation. But don't deny the facts. Don't deny the facts that this man stepped on a subway and threatened everybody that was there and talked about he didn't care if they died. And you've got witnesses who were saying, thank God he was there. Why would you go to a former Marine and not trust him, not give him the benefit of the doubt, not ask what happened? Because anybody who is part of a military family like I am, you know his instincts kicked in. He immediately was trying to protect the people around him. And look at what suffering he's having to do because of that.
Final question. We will really let you go. Clearly, the former president, Mr. Trump, is leading in most of the polls. You have called at each stop that I have seen for a new generation of leadership, which seems to be calling for looking past him, past President Biden, and everyone else of that generation. In the Republican Party, among the primary and caucus-going electorate, why do you think there is that hunger that you identify for a new generation of leaders?
Americans are tired. You can see it in every town hall I've done. They're tired. They're tired of the drama. They're tired of the noise. They're tired of the baggage. They feel real issues. They feel the debt. They feel inflation. They feel crime. They feel an open border. They feel their kids' education and not knowing what's happening in the classroom. They saw the Chinese spy balloon. They feel chaos all around them. They just want someone that they can trust that will take them forward and solve these problems, not talk about these problems, actually solve these problems. And it's time for us to all come together with a new national purpose and say, let's make America strong. We've got a country to save. This is not the time to sit there and go back to someone who you may have liked. This is not about going to someone who you think takes a picture well or holds a baby well. This is about a fighter that's going to go and make every American proud, a fighter that's going to show the next generation they need to love their country, a fighter that's going to go and show what a strong and proud America looks like again. That's what I'm going to do.
And that's you, not any of these other guys.
I'm sorry?
That's you, not any of these other people.
That's right.
Nikki Haley, pleasure. Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it. Thank you.